Like to send a special shout out to today's sponsor of DonShariNails. Make sure you go follow her on Instagram at DonShariNails and go book you an appointment for a mani and pedi. Get the DonShariExperience. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Brutally Honest. I'm one of your hosts, Chris,
I'm another host, Jeff.
and we have another special guest named
Jarvis.
All right, so today's topic, fellas, is gonna be. Let me check again. You know, I gotta check my notebook. Hold on, real quick. Is it the responsibility of your partner to take on your baggage? Now, I don't know if you necessarily want to start it off because you're a married man. Or do you want to start? Or should I start? What you want to do?
I mean, I started off.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so the main thing about the when you're in a relationship, should you carry a person's baggage? What we mean by baggage is their bills, their credit. Most of the time, you're going to get some of that emotional baggage because you're obviously with them. They're going to bring that into the relationship. That's something you have to work on individually and part of our communication. But anyways, uh, when you get with somebody, especially when y'all, if there's a big difference in a pay scale, I think it's normal for you to sort of, if I'm making 20,000, she's making 40,000, and of course, if I have some things that I'm unable to do as a unit, as a unit like trips and stuff, uh, I think it will work well to like have an understanding about like, oh well, we pay this or whatever, or if you have a joint account, if that's the case. I know currently I don't, but
Yeah.
I think it's important that you have that little thing. Like we have this little like cash thing where you put money in it, and that's for like trips or whatever. Just like random spending money. You need $20, it's $20 over there. You don't need to, ask for it. You go grab it. Just put cash in there when you get a chance or whatever.
I think you hit on a good point. Um, as long as there's an understanding, like, and I think this kind of go back to what we talked about in the previous episode about having an understanding of your relationship, have an understanding of your partner. Because, like, with me, I don't have a problem. It's $20, $30. Take it. I don't need it back. Now you ask me for 1,000. I might need that back depending on what you're talking about.
Right.
But I'm also, me personally, I think I come from an era of like a mixture of old school and new school. So I played the manly role heavily.
Yeah, like I got it. I got it.
But I also am a mixture because I'll say I'll take the heavier bills because it's also me understanding I make more.
Right.
So it's okay. But you gonna pay something. So you can take the smaller things like the electricity, the cable, little thing. But that's just so you can help as far as the responsibility. That's me personally, like believing that everybody should play a responsible role in the household.
Right.
Like we both cook, we both work. So as far as bills goes,
we both clean.
right, we should share the load of bills too. That's just me being that person. Now some people be like, oh, you make this much, you should do this. I'm not gonna be dead broke paying all the bills. And what you want? I ask this. So I've asked people before, and I was like, don't think about it that way. How do you feel about, let's say I go to work, let's just hypothetically you're the one. I go to work, you go to work, and, all right. I go to work, you go to work, and we both make a decent amount, but I make more. Do you think it's okay for the man to take the load of carrying all bills in the household, and the woman just pay, well, she don't pay anything, she just keep her money? Because I'm going to ask you another part, because my thing in my mind is, what the hell are you doing with your money? Because when I'm broke from paying all these bills, then what? And then you're going to call me broke because I'm not taking out no dates, I'm not going to do that because I can't afford it because I'm paying all the goddamn bills.
Right.
Do you think that's okay for a woman not to pay anything?
No, not at all. I mean, even coming from, raised by a single mother, I mean, she was by herself, helping raising me. I mean, if she had help, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's part of how I think too.
Right. I mean, because like right now, I just got married, and I won't say I take care of the bills, but I pay most of the bills, but I have her pay a certain set amount towards me to help pay the other bills. Like I might pay for a head of four, and you just paying me back. It's
Right.
not really,
That's still her paying.
right.
It's
She's
just
paying
being on the back end.
I'm just doing the right thing. Like you might not have the money now, but I got it. And me and her talked about this literally this past week, and it's like, hey, if you have something that's gonna be late or whatnot, talk to me. If I have something like, hey, something that's gonna be late or whatnot, I'm gonna talk to you about it just in case if anything happens. Even though my name's not on it, it's still something I have to deal with because we're married.
Yeah, with you, see, it's a little different because you're married. Whatever is hers is yours too. It's all y'all together.
Yeah,
Right?
you signed the name on the dotted line.
Legally, y'all are one.
Yes, because because most important right now is rent and car notes. So we make sure our rent paid, car note, also JEA, because water, electricity. So those are the main things, and then on top of that, food, because food,
Gotta eat.
then
Somebody gotta cook.
you got those miscellaneous bills that come here and there, and car insurance, the subscriptions to whatever, health insurance that's outside of your work if you don't have health insurance through your job, and money takes it every time. It's all at one pool. It's like, hey, I got money. Like, if she she might come up to you like, hey, babe, why you going this? Why you got money to spend on this little bit thing right here, but not for this? Well, but hey, I got money in there, but it's $1,000 something just for the rent. It's money that we broke. I'm broke.
And I'm gonna speak on that. I'm gonna speak on that part because I think, and I'm gonna bring it to the generational thing. This city girl mindset that these females got that make them think like I'm gonna cover all these bills. As a man, you think I'm gonna pay all the bills, still buy you the Birkin bag, whatever you want, designer, take you out to eat. What do I need you for? Think about it. If I'm taking care of all the bills, I'm making sure you happy. I got you whatever you want. I'm paying for trips. We're doing all this stuff out of my pocket. What do I need you for?
Right.
Because here's my thing. If we're in a relationship, we're supposed to be a partner.
Right.
I'm supposed to depend on you the same way you depend on me. It shouldn't be an equal standard of things. I shouldn't be, even if I make more money. I'm okay if my woman made more money than me. You know what? I want my woman to make more money than me because I want to be home.
I don't want to stay home there at all.
I will clean the house.
I'm a cook. I'm gonna learn how to cook.
Well, that's sad.
I know how to cook a little bit, man.
I'm gonna make sure the house clean. I'm gonna do all that because I'm gonna enjoy my time.
Right.
I'm gonna be at the door. Hey, baby, how you doing? I got your.
Let me rub your feet.
Listen, I'll lick them at that point. You can do whatever you want to. But that's on topic. But back to the city girl thing, the city girl mindset. A lot of these females now, a little bit younger than us, think that, oh, I gotta get a man. I need a man with a bag. But what the hell do you bring to the table?
That same thing that damn near every other woman got.
And I don't want that. If I don't touch that a couple times, I'm good. I don't care how good it is. I'm not gonna spend my life with you just because your twang is good. You can keep that.
All right, so now that we've had a little time to talk about it, this reminds me of a post that I had retweeted or reposted or whatever, and it was like, is $65,000 a year?
I saw that.
Yeah, $65,000 a year, a good amount to have a stay-at-home wife, and I was just like, I gotta be making a certain amount. You gotta be making a certain amount for this conversation to even start existing. Exactly. Because there's like, and I think I checked around last year. The median household in Jacksonville is like 56,000, right?
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was kind of high, but I guess it was. I don't know what y'all deem high or low, but 56,000, and I was just like, 65. I'm like even if they make that. There should be no reason why you're not on somebody's job part-time. Like, even if you like, oh, I don't want to work full-time, or you try to work for something else or whatever.
I'm gonna speak on this.
And like, it was just like, I was just like, no, and this young lady commented on it, and she was just like, oh, well, that's fine, you know, they get stay home and take care of the kids and all that stuff. And I'm like, the original post for the first off, I was like, it says stay at home wife, not stay at home mom or none of that.
Right.
That means you at the crib doing nothing. I mean, we
wife, she's still cleaning the house.
No. Bump that. Let me chime in real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Check this out. If I'm at work all day and I bust my ass or whatever I'm doing, I'm working.
I'm making money.
I'm making money. I'm bringing home a income for me every month. Lord have mercy. If I'm bringing in money and you're here doing nothing, again, I'm gonna say it again. What is your point of being here?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. I can understand if I'm going to work full time and you're doing the entrepreneur thing. And with being an entrepreneur, I understand there's the highs and the lows.
Right.
But as long as you stay consistent and I see it, I have no problem with it. To an extent. It's a thin line for that too. If you're trying and you out there hustling, you making posts and you're doing everything you need to do, and it also depends on what you're chasing after. Because if you want to be a stripper, bye. I don't support the naked hustle at home. I ain't been to a strip club in so long. But yeah, as long as you're trying and you're doing something, you can't just be home watching TV and running up my light bill. Because guess what? My light bill can go back down, and my house can be empty when I get home.
Right. I can clean it on my days off, do my laundry on my days off. Some at home nookie is nice. It's a lovely thing.
It's
But-
nookie out here.
Yeah, but I can be like, all right, I'm off this day.
Come by.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
back. Go ahead and slide. You feel me?
Yeah, if you're not doing anything, and I ain't saying that you gotta be rich. I'm not asking for my woman to be filthy rich. Sure, I would love for my woman to be rich. And guess what? I support you either way. But if you're rich, I'm gonna be a stay-at-home dad. You say cut the grass with scissors. Guess what? I'm gonna be out there every day. I need you to go wash my ass. Yes, ma'am. Maybe not that, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, as long as you're trying, because it shouldn't be dependent on one person anyway. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about the price tag. It shouldn't be dependent on one person in this economy. We are in an age where everybody should be working. There's an opportunity for everybody to be out there working and getting something going on. Something.
And another little piggyback off that, and you ain't gotta go out and punch a clock. You can work from home. A lot of these jobs there's a lot more jobs as work from home. You can do a regular shift. Hey, you ain't gotta get out your underwear, girl.
Sure don't. I enjoyed it for a year.
And fortunately we have that's a little bit more stable as far as like if you have kids or whatever or a certain obligation you got to take care of or whatever, and that works fine. But to be actually doing nothing, like you're physically and mentally able to go to work, but you just choose not to, and you want me to take care of everything, I find an issue with that, because both my parents work, and hey, they taught me and my sister, hey, look, hey, you gotta go get it. You ain't got it, hey, nobody else ain't gonna give it to you.
I was gonna say, I was taught, and I come from a single parent home, that ain't nobody gonna give you nothing in life free.
Right.
You better go out there and make something for yourself. And being a man is a little bit
Right.
different.
Look,
I'm not gonna depend on nobody anyway.
The only people that get unconditional love are women and babies. Look, you a man, you not getting that
You ain't
unless you
shit
can
without-
provide something.
If you're not
something
providing,
tangible.
if you're not providing, you are obsolete.
You's a bum.
But we gotta start, honestly, and you say that, and I get it. But we gotta start classifying women as bums too.
Oh, absolutely.
We got to. Because we gotta hold these females accountable. Listen, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of women thinking that just because I'm a hard-working man, that I'm supposed to just give to you.
As soon as I get with you, I'm straight. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Because I'm gonna get you real silly. Okay.
I'm gonna put you back where you need to be. And again, let's bring it back to reality. I don't mind supporting, and I'm that kind of spouse. I will support. If you tell me, like my girl do nails, if you tell me I wanna try this nail thing out. I'm really getting good at it. I would really like to pursue it. Bet. I'm one of them people. I'm like, you tell me an idea, I'm all for it. I'm gonna hop on it. What do we need to do? You need to get in school so you can get legal. Let's get in school. Let's get that together. Tell me what you need. I don't mind, and as long as I have the finances, the physical ability, if I have to go out and hustle for you, whatever. But I want to put you in a position to win.
Right.
Because guess what? Just like the people around me, outside of a girlfriend or whatever, the people around me. If you tell me that you got something in your mind that you want to invest in, or something in your mind that you think is going to be something that helps you progress forward, that I can somewhat assist with, it's just in my spirit to be like, you know what you need help with. And that's just part of who I am. I'm not saying that people have to be that way, but friendships and relationships, as far as relationships go, all of that, it's all the same. Support is support.
Right.
If I'm your friend, and I don't support you, then what kind of friend am I? What do I need you for? And I'm not saying that I need you around and just be there at my beck and call. No, it's about, if I need to call you to you and have a conversation about something that's bothering me, I should feel comfortable talking to both of you.
Right.
If I'm in need of something, even if it's financial, and you're able to give it to me, it shouldn't be no question of, here man, here you go. And that goes down to a different conversation of, you shouldn't give money to people if you ain't got it yourself. You know, it's just that. But as my friends, I should be able to come to you about things like that and not be judged. And it's the same in reverse. And I feel like, I know we're getting off topic, but I feel like some of that, people kind of forget about the let me get my words together. People forget about the responsibility that you have in relationships. And that's in general. People forget that you're my friend. You have a responsibility to be that person when I need it. And I think we sometimes kind of just go through our little emotions in life and think, oh yeah, that's my dog, whatever, but when my dog is in need, I'm nowhere to be found.
Right. And that's the same thing for a friends and relationship. If she is at home and she probably got money on the side, and she see you struggling and she not offering a hand to help, she's not good. I mean,
she ain't no good for you.
She's a bum. She shouldn't be calling you bum. She should look in the mirror like, damn, I'm the bum. Because I ain't doing nothing. I got money, I'm working, but I'm saving my own money for my own stuff.
Like that just makes me think about a situation where I had a conversation with my coworker, and he was just like, yeah, my dad works or whatever, and he had to keep going to do overtime days to successfully support the family household. And he was just like, yeah, my mom just never went to work. And I was just like, what? Like that would not that doesn't even fly in my head. Like I'm talking about, like, in order for me to feel comfortable with my girl being a stay-at-home wife, I gotta be making so much on a regular schedule. I'm talking about, I ain't worked a lick of overtime. I'm talking about, I do my little 5 days, 4 days or whatever I work, and that's it. And we chilling and kicking it up or whatever. But for you to be like, oh, I gotta work all week. I gotta cover this. I gotta do all this just to make ends meet. No, so I'm putting more work on myself. That's like, sounds idiotic. Kind of sounds a little bit crazy.
That's toxic.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. I'm also, and I agree with you as far as not working more than one job or whatever. I've always been the person where I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I have to depend on you. And that goes for anything.
Right.
And it's not a disrespectful thing. It's
more pride thing.
It's not even pride, it's a protection. Because guess what? If shit hits the fan,
people let you down.
And people will let you down. And I can't be mad at anybody but myself for even putting myself in that position. So, like, let's take me and him stand together. And Jarvis, me and him never had an issue with bills. I ain't put no person, but we never had an issue with bills. But if shit hit the fan with Jarvis, I have enough to cover whatever I'm supposed to pay in full.
Right.
Like, let's say Ricky didn't have his full part of rent. I have enough on the side to pull that together and put it towards that. Because guess what? You can't look at it as a private thing. It's just me. Oh, I got my part. No, we both stay here. If you ain't got your part, guess what? Both of us will get the fuck out. So it's always been my mindset. I'm gonna make sure I'm in a position where I can take care of all of this. So that means, like, if I'm gonna go rent a place to stay, I'm not gonna put myself in a place that's $1,800 a month, and I know I can't really afford that by myself.
Right.
It's
Along
cool.
with your other bills.
Along with, right, I can afford it, but if I can't afford it and be okay in a position where I'm not struggling to just make ends meet, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna stay somewhere where I can afford it by myself. Cool if you help. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the help. But I'm not judging you, I'm not holding it against you because I should be able to handle that myself. And you might be right, it is a pride thing. As a man, I'm gonna take care of what I need to as far as paying bills, taking care of that shit, being responsible. I just can't. I will never be put out. I will never be on the side of the road. Nigga won't be driving like, damn, that's Chris. That's all your shit outside. No.
Listen, in order for that to happen, it would have to be a domino effect. Cause I'm not a big splurger. I don't buy a lot of like big fancy stuff. But I like stuff. Like if I want to go buy something that costs $1,000, hey, I already know I ain't spend $1,000 on nothing meticulous in the last month. So hey, I know splurge on
that's
myself.
the only good thing that comes from me getting paid once a month. I know how much I have to spend. Listen, ain't no secrets, ain't no shortcuts. I know exactly how much is gonna hit that account, and I know exactly how much I have to spend per month to be able to survive that whole goddamn month.
Right.
That's the only benefit about being paid once a month. It sucks. I swear to God, it sucks. I mean, I've been doing this, 6 years?
Yeah.
I still don't like it. I don't care. Listen, y'all can have it.
I used to get paid weekly at a job. I used to love it.
Yeah,
I used to go spend a check and be like, I don't care. I get paid on Thursday.
See, that's kind of bad though.
Yeah, it was bad then. Obviously, with changes in employment and everything in life, you learn how to manage your money better.
Yeah.
I'll say that much.
But we can also talk about if the roles are flipped. If the female is providing and the man
Ooh,
is
you the
doing
biggest
something
bum.
and not doing nothing.
You the biggest bum out there.
And she's talking about it to
It's somebody I know.
Her sister, her mama, all of they hate you. They want you to get out and smell funny.
She done told you to move back in your
Look,
mama like 8 times.
now you smell funny.
And let's say she's a money maker, and she knows you do your own little thing here on the side, and you're not doing you working, but you're not working here and there, and stuff's not working out. And she said, hey, it's time for you to go. You can't be mad at her, cause it's not like the first time she told you it's time to go.
I ain't even finna count because I would never put myself in that position. I mean, I said that I would love to be able to work at home husband, but I would never feel comfortable. Because guess what? At the end of the day, if you get up, unless we married, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm saying. They was married.
Oh, well, you can't put me out if we married.
Yeah, you can.
Not legally.
It's called divorce.
I gotta sign the papers.
And if you ain't doing nothing, they'll burn the house.
You gotta get her to pay the alimony.
Yep. Because guess what? That's what people forget too. Women. If I married,
that's what men forget. Not women. Women be. The lawyers be telling them when the man be on the short end of the stick. That's who be forgetting. Yeah, you might have to pay child support, but you gotta pay alimony. Especially if they make that big money. Now I ain't talking about they work
that alimony thing. What is it? That if they provide a certain lifestyle while y'all were married, then they have to continue that lifestyle once y'all divorced. It's for so long.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 5.
It depends on how long y'all was married.
Yeah.
Because I think with Dr. Dre, he's paying alimony for I think the rest of her life.
Yeah. Because he was a billionaire.
That's why.
Yeah.
He has the assets to cover that cost.
Yeah. She probably wasn't working.
Of course not.
Exactly.
But speaking of which, I know none of y'all are familiar with it, but child support. And now, let me explain. I hate child support. And no, I don't have kids. And no, I'm not paying child support. I should have said that.
Disclaimer.
Chris does not have children. But
that's not.
They can't hear it.
Oh, y'all can't hear that.
No.
No, but I just the way child support is set up, and I've been doing research on it because of who I'm dating or whatever. But it's really jacked up
Oh yeah.
in Florida. Like, think about the rights. The man has no rights to see his child unless they marry, and it's still limited with that. You have no rights of medical. You have no rights of claiming on taxes. You have no rights. So it's just like, and then if the woman could honestly say, you know what, I don't want you around. I'm gonna take the child and I'm gonna go ahead and get child support put on you. Now, I'll say this. I know we get on topic, but hear me out. If a man, and I'm gonna ask y'all opinion on this, even though y'all don't have children or anything like that, I'm just asking as a general statement for men. If a man is not doing what he's supposed to do for the child, and the child is going into a toxic environment by visiting the father or whatever, do you think the father has a right, do you think the father should have a right to still be dealing with that child? Or do you think it's okay for the parent to pull the child away for the safety of that child and the safety of her future? And wait for your answer. Because not only are you not supporting my child support, you're not doing anything at all, and you're not paying the child support that you're supposed to pay. And when you do see the child, it's for a couple of hours or maybe a few hours, then you send them back. You don't have anything to do with their schooling, anything to do with their well-being, anything to do with their clothing, none of that. But you want to constantly see the child on your time. So it's not even a consistent thing. Do you think that father should have the rights to see that child? And I want you to think about it before you answer. Give it some thought. Think about all the things that I just said. But think about it, then answer.
Well, I could a little bit speak about that. Growing up, I got two little sisters. One's five years younger than me, on the same exact day. But
Damn, y'all born the same day?
yeah, she was 5 years younger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I love my sisters. I didn't grow up with them, but me, as I got older, I knew who they were, found out, and grew up and loved them and everything. Got me a little niece.
You the oldest?
Yeah.
I am too.
But dealing with that, I mean, growing up, seeing stuff and not paying attention, then when you ask your mom, like how, and you ask his at the time they got married after, and asking her stuff, and like you like, well, dang, my mom put my dad on child support because he didn't want to take care of me. He knew I was his child. I was like him.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to take care of me, and then like his parents, well, his mom didn't really care for me that much at all. So like when I went over there when I was like in middle school and stuff, like to get rekindled with my sisters, my mom sent pictures and stuff. I never seen no pictures of me at that house at all. This is that, still don't. But she tried to, like, mom was like, she was a nasty lady. But then for me, I was like, mom like she's cordial with her, she's all that over. But they don't if it's a toxic, if the people doesn't want you to be there to show you any love, then I think the mom should pull them out. But if the dad is trying to somewhat be in that child's life, trying to help, if he's not paying child support, if he don't have the funds for it, if he has the funds for it,
no. You could take child support.
Okay,
take child support. If he's not doing, he's not okay. So I add another level to the equation.
If he doesn't want to be a father to the child,
no. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier about people wanting to praise but not wanting to participate. You want the participation of but you don't want to participate.
Mm-hmm.
That was an off-camera conversation.
Yeah. But it goes to that to say, I get the child here, but the child goes in the room and plays with the other child, the other boy, whatever. I don't even spend time with this child, they just here. And then when it's time for them to go, I just shoot them back. So I'm not even spending time with them, I'm not loving on them, we're not having conversations. I might feed them, I'm going to feed them because you got to feed them. But I'm not doing anything with them at all. They just in the household with me. They going in the room, I'm in the other room, smoking, drinking, whatever the hell I'm doing.
that was me. I literally walked in the room with my dad one time, and it was another female, and I'm like, who is she? Don't get my toys.
Right.
Right.
So technically,
My mom was right.
so in that case, that's a babysitter. That's
That's
all
all it was.
So in that case, what benefit do I get? What benefit does that woman get from sending her child to that situation, other than a babysitter for a couple hours, a little break.
That's not it, that's about it.
So, do you think it's okay for that woman to pull that child out of that situation?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Hearing it all together like that, I still think that, I don't know, it's
And it's a
It-
little
it-
different from
it-
you because you had both of your parents. See, being
Yeah.
him come from a scene, and let me put my story out there since he did his. My father was in my life for a brief moment early on, and him and my mom got married or whatever, but he decided to leave and my mom didn't. And I found the story out as I got older, because I didn't understand it either, because I'm just like, well, damn, I saw him, like, and they just dipped.
right.
But you decided to give up because she didn't want you anymore, because she finally found out what kind of person you was. So you decided to remove yourself from not only her, but your children. And that was to get back at her like, oh, since you don't want me, I ain't gonna want them either, but it's your children. And again, I had a brief relationship with him early on, so I have those memories, but I also have the memories of you not shit.
Right.
And the reason why I bring up my situation is because me and was talking about this earlier, well, a couple days ago, that people don't realize that the impact that people have in your lives can affect you for the rest of your life.
Right.
Early on. So because he wasn't shit, some of that could have affected who I am today. And there's a benefit of me being raised necessarily by my mother and my grandmother compared to him. And I ain't saying he's just a horrible person, but I'm just saying those things like giving up, the easy just to walk away from situations and to give up could have rubbed off on me, and I could have lived my life the same way because that's what I saw, and maybe that's what I think is right. So that's why I say take those into account, and take account of the person that you're dealing with, and that person and their demeanor and their habits and stuff that rubs off on the child easily.
Right.
And children of certain ages are influenced easily. So take that into account, and I know you are on the outside looking in because you had a two-parent home, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I wish I had a two-parent home if they were both healthy or they weren't toxic people. So take that into account and think about it from a man's perspective. If you were in the man's shoes, do you think it's okay for the woman to pull the child away from you because you ain't got your shit together? Think about it.
Okay, so in my head, hearing all this, I still think that the mom should be able. I don't think that. How should I word it? I don't think the mom should ever close the door.
Why?
Because I think that it's a different. The situation can evolve from something else. Like, hear me out. I think that maybe it's not, now can you limit to, oh, I want to see my child. Well, your child's doing homework. You can't see that today. Maybe we'll do something later on or whatever, or something like that. Now, I think that's absolutely okay. But I think the close off completely access to the child from a parent, I know not doing nothing, not contributing anything. I know it's easy to say like, oh, nah.
Okay, let me ask a better question. Would you still put your child in that situation?
It would no, but listen, because I'm thinking like in the overview, not in the situation, I would probably be like, no. But just thinking like obviously outside looking in, is just like I would think it would be like like, you know how the little dogs have a little leash or whatever? Like you give them leeway, like, okay, you want to do better, all right, you get some more room. You want to do better, you do some more room, or you. So I think.
But that is a good approach. That is a good approach. But at what point do you say enough is enough? When you give them a leash. Listen, you give them a leash. And to answer that, I would just say probably when you feel like it's at the detriment of your child. But what point do you realize that? I understand you don't know, but thinking about, take the two situations that you just heard that could easily, let's talk about a 5-6-year-old, sure, that age group, where everything literally is just open. You see stuff, you like a damn parrot. You just apple, Boom, boom. Like you copy every.
And you're soaking up all
You're
this
soaking
stuff.
it up.
Right.
So this is a very important part of your life that could determine what path you're gonna go on for the rest of your life. So you can either pick up the behaviors of this parent. It ain't just got to be about the man. That's just an example. It could be the woman toxic as hell. So this person, we're just gonna name it a person, is not good, and they're not in a place to be able to care for this child correctly or love them correctly. And then you have this parent that's trying to do the best they can and doing everything and loving them, and everybody on this side is a village. The village is taking this child in and doing everything they can, but when you go over here, it's all reversed. At what point do you say, fuck that, and cut it off? Because here's my thing. Here's how I look at it, and I can see it from a two-parent household. I can see it from a single-parent household. That if it's not good, and this relates to relationships too, if the person is not good for you, you have to cut yourself off to save yourself. Right. And that's the same way I look at it for children. And this is just children in general. And I think that's what a lot of people just say, well, I'm going to keep him around because I don't want him to lose access to his daddy. I don't want him to lose access to their mama. But if they're not doing right, what benefit do you get? Other than a fucked up person that's going to pick up their fucked up habits in the back end. Because then you ask some questions like, well, damn, why he robbing and killing? Why he got such a nasty ass attitude? Why he don't respect his mama? Why he always want to argue and fuss with women? Why he beat on women? Because that's the things that he saw his daddy do. Or why he always shooting up or some shit like that? Because that's the things he saw his mama do. And I ain't saying that for everybody, but those different habits, we ask questions on kids that we see grow up and they're just fucked up human beings. A lot of that stuff come from their upbringing.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's a hard question to ask because it wouldn't always be this person is necessarily a bad individual. Maybe they just suck at taking care of responsibilities.
But that's a big ass responsibility.
And it is. But I in my mind, I would think that if I wasn't able to take care of a child, or I felt like maybe the relationship with the mom was bad or whatever. In my mind, I would think that I would still want to see my child. I would still want to have some type of relationship with my child. And I know that's not the case for every person that has a child that makes that decision to like not deal with the child or the other parent anymore. But to me, I would still think like that, like, and also like even like I said, it's a leash thing. Like obviously you wouldn't know immediately, like, boom, no more talking to them.
But at some point it does get to that.
Yeah, but and I think that's okay. I think hey, no, you can't. You doing this, you doing that, you doing this. You're not about to see this child. And I think that's okay.
And also you have to remember that when children get older, if they really want to find out what happened, like with me, take me as an example. So my daddy disappeared for a while.
Right.
Cool. Fuck it. I figured out life by myself. I grew up. I became a man. I learned from the people that was around me.
I just think about that Will Smith scene.
All right. And the same for you. You grew up from influences from men around you and stuff like that. So I didn't need a father. Right. It would have been cool to have a dad take me to the football games and all that. Sure. But guess what? The difference with me is I have a little brother. That's the difference between me and y'all. I have a little brother. So I grew up, I think mentally a little bit faster than some people, and it's okay.
Because you took care of your
Because I had to look after him. Because at that point, I'm now the man of the household.
Right. Unintentionally,
ain't nothing against my mama, but unintentionally, I'm now the man of the household because I'm the oldest male there.
And your brother mimicking you.
Correct. So he's gonna copy everything that he sees from me because he has no other male influence, and that's how it's been. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when I get older, I'm gonna have questions. So of course, I know how to reach out and go find him, and I've had a conversation with him, and I've also tried to rekindle the relationship. And this ain't no pity party, I'm just speaking the truth.
Right.
I've tried to rekindle the relationship with him, but you still show your true colors, and now I see it for myself. And that's one thing I can say about my mother that I respect is that she never really down talked him. She never said he ain't shit, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure she done had conversations just like fuck him, but it's never been to the point where she just dogged him out. because
She wanted you to build your
you
own
have to
rapport
build
with
your
her.
own relationship with him.
Yeah.
So, as a child, the reason why I bring it up, as a child, you don't know how to build that relationship. You don't know how to decipher certain things as a young child. Now, when you get older, you can see certain things. You can be like, that's why your ass wasn't around. I see it.
Right.
But as a 8, 9, 5, 6-year-old, you
You're not
don't
seeing
see
that.
that. So as an adult, you have to step in and be that eye for that person. You have to be like, you know what? I'm gonna remove you from here because I see it as an adult that ain't no damn good over there. And I'd rather you get the best out of life growing up, a better upbringing, a village that cares about you and loves you correctly to show you the real love and how life should be. Not with him. I'm not knocking him. Let him live his life. Whenever he get that shit together, then we can revisit it. But if he can't get it together and it's been this many years, he's not gonna get it together. Or she's not gonna get it together.
Now, wouldn't that still be just like the leash thing, technically?
It's a leash to an extent.
Yeah, it is.
You have to, but at some, that's why I asked, at what point do you close the book? I know you don't know. Nobody knows until you
nobody knows
until
you
you're
like
in
you're
that
in that
situation.
situation. Yeah.
But at some point, when it's literally a toxic environment, and you see that your child's starting to mimic some of the same behavior that that parent is showing, close that chapter and let them be. You ain't got to, and when you close that chapter, and I've seen some men say this shit before, oh, I ain't paying child support no more. Keep your money. Because guess what? You wasn't paying it before. You keep that, I'll keep the child. Because guess what? If you can hold some money over my head and say that, oh, I ain't going to pay this if you don't let me see my child, keep your money. Because guess what? You're not going to see your child so you can get your shit together. And some of that shit comes from immaturity. Some of it comes from immaturity. When you start bringing up things like, oh, I won't pay for this, I won't pay for that, you're very immature. You're immature. And when you're trying to raise a child, you can't be immature. You got to be an adult. You got to be an adult.
Right.
Because you can't expect a child to be a child and mimic you and you acting like a damn idiot. And, oh, I ain't going to pay this if you don't let me see my child. Keep your money. Because guess what? You're not going to see your child so you can get your shit together. And some of that shit comes from immaturity. Some of it comes from immaturity. When you start bringing up things like, oh, I won't pay for this, I won't pay for that, you're very immature. You're immature. And when you're trying to raise a child, you can't be immature. You got to be an adult. You got to be an adult. Because you can't expect a child to be a child and mimic you and you acting like a damn idiot. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Brutally Honest, the podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Brutally Honest 2021. We will be on all streaming platforms very soon, so stay tuned.